Was there a particular incident that made you decide I have to get out of here? Or was it a slow process?
Well, of course, it was step by step. The most important one was my last mission in Marshall Islands, where I have seen probably the most beautiful part of the world. And I have seen how a disaster was made by the United States with the exercise of the atomic bombs in 1960, which they destroyed totally most part of the archipelagos in Marshall Islands.
You told me they destroyed the entire tuna fish population.
The tuna fish, and yeah, because it's totally affected by the nuclear things, and you cannot.
By the radiation.
It's not exactly by the radiation. You cannot clean like you clean the house.
Yeah.
It's not possible. This, but the most important was affected this paradise. With people, they didn't know that what exists the Second War. They didn't know that exist doctors.
And they didn't need any.
Yeah, because they simply, and the average was 180 years old, 200 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and now the average is 35, 40 years old.
The average age of when they died was?
180, 200.
Oh my God.
This, exactly, and now the average is 40, 45. No more, because to the radiation. The most important part was that in the moment when I arrived with the report in Geneva, back on the mission, they did everything, again, everything was possible to stop me to present this report. And including that they canceled my press conference. With a respect for the people who I met, in Marshall Islands I'm speaking, of course, the local people, I quit it. I decided to live forever. It was a point of consciousness, plug off matrix. This was done from me, in a sense that UN can have the fantastic role, but it's not, because it's totally under control of the oligarchs. And they try to push so hard this situation that I find in many cases that the people which they assume that are the employees, no? I mean, from top to the down or whatever, they are absolutely ridiculous slaves, in a sense that nobody has the power to say no. Just yes men, everywhere.
Are there no exceptions to this rule?
No exception. And do you know how much costs per year the building in United Nations in Geneva, only in Geneva? It's 2.5 billion US dollar per year, just to keep this building with all the employees, with all the cost, with everything.
2.5 billion.
2.5 billion. What you are doing with 2.5 billion in Guinea-Conakry, by the way, we can rebuild all the country in one day.
The fact that you work for the UN gives you other special privileges. You told me that you can travel anywhere because you have your UN passport, right?
When you have the UN badge, to say that is, you, first of all, you can travel business class everywhere, and you have all the privilege.
And you don't even have to pay for that? I mean, if you travel business on a plane, you have to pay for it?
No, everything is paid by UN, of course. It's not by me, in fact. I don't pay anything, in fact.
So it is basically the taxpayers of the world who pay for this, without even knowing it.
Yeah, and in fact, the money, they are coming from the country, because it's a contribution for each country.
For each member state.
For each member state. Each member state make a contribution, of course.